Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to stay connected with us. That's right. Like us on Facebook at Open BroxNet Television. So our next guest is an award-winning author, a keynote speaker, and business growth expert who uses her real-life experiences and real-world knowledge to motivate and inspire future business leaders. And joining us now to give us some business tips and strategies on how to survive in the marketplace, please welcome business growth expert Meridith Elliott Powell.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I'm looking forward to this conversation.
So am I, because I'm like, OMG, we have a business expert on set at the top of the year. Yes, ma'am. What do we have as the first tip on topic? But no, let's just talk a little bit about you first.
Okay, sounds good.
So we can introduce you to our viewers. As far as your background, I mean, you have an extensive background. We can't give them that. We have to give them a synopsis.
Right, a nutshell.
Yeah.
Well, as you mentioned before, I'm a business growth expert. I'm a keynote speaker and an author. But my passion is helping businesses understand exactly what they need to do to survive, will really succeed in really highly volatile, constantly shifting economic times.
So, so you focus primarily on the financials or the marketing strategy?
The whole overall growth strategy. I'm so glad you said it that way, because it is the financials, it is the strategy of where you want to go, and then how do you touch the customer and your employee to get everybody on board. So it's all those pieces. I really bring it all together.
Okay, so when you say how do you touch the customers and the employees to come together, okay, so new business, let's just start there, right?
Okay.
Have an idea. Go get my tax ID, start putting it together. Obviously, it's something that needed to be discussed.
Yes.
It's definitely not electronics. I had to because we could hear it. But no. And so I just put it out there and take a plunge. What are the first steps that need to be taken?
What a great question. There's two things I would tell every brand new business startup. Number one, you have to have a plan. You've got to know where you're going. I'm not talking a book about where you're going to go, but at least a one-page plan that says, this is my business, this is my customer, this is how I'm going to go about growing my organization. The second is you need cash flow outside of the business. You probably don't need to quit your day job. So you've got to find a way to ensure you can pay the bills while you're growing the business. That's where a startup really needs to begin.
So it is, I get it, right? So it's kind of like now you got to decide that you're going to give birth to this child and then take care of it and feed it. I know, yeah. I'm in the boat. I'm in that boat. So yes. I mean, on both sides, yeah, an actual child and then the business
and then
child.
The business,
yeah,
right.
And so so it's good. This is great advice. Like, don't quit your day job, right? And so let's hypothetically say, okay, so I decided to go do this, and I don't know, it doesn't really seem like it's working out. How much time do you give it before you kind of pull the plug?
Well, I think that businesses need to morph and change. So if you want to be in business, you need to want to be in business. Don't be married to exactly what you're doing. Be married to being in business. So this isn't what I started out doing. I wanted to be in business for myself, so I started down that strategy. My word for this year is nimble. And if you want to survive in this economy, you better be nimble.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's a really great piece of advice, because it actually loads us up to my particular business, because I designed my company for a particular purpose, and now it kind of is able to offer these additional services that were not quite what I designed it for.
Right.
But however, it's like, well, people like that, so we're gonna, and so it's kind of morphing into its own life. Mm-hmm. And with that, there's that other level now of keeping track of the books and making sure that the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. And so I guess that would be the next phase of advice that I would love for you to share with me and our viewers.
Yeah, I mean, literally what you're talking about is getting help and support. And so I give that advice two different ways. Number one is, if you're a startup and you are brand new, there is unbelievable free advice out there. Go to your SCORE office, go to your small business and technology development companies, find out what's available in your community that doesn't cost you money, because you want to keep those expenses down. But as your business grows, this is such a beautiful economy because there's so much contract labor. I mean, I have 3 assistants, I've got a bookkeeper, I've got somebody who does my marketing and advertising, and nobody has to work for you full time. You can bring them in as you need to. But do not pay people until you can cash flow your own business. So if you're not good at the books, get help on the books. But I always advise people, go find the free advice first, because it's out there.
That's great. That's great. And so 3-year business, let's say, we're going to use that hypothetical, right? Because I'm trying to take us through the steps, and I'm hoping they're staying with us here in getting like what I'm trying to, I guess, offer as advice for myself and for you guys as well. And that is, so 3 years and it's successful.
Yes.
How do you sustain that success?
Yeah, you know,
because clients come and go, right? So, right, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's absolutely right. So, I mean, you know, to me, I'm going to go back to the word nimble, that you've got to flex and change. One strategy that I'm focused on for this year is really listening to the voice of the customer. How are your customers changing? What do they need? And how does that apply to the products and services that you offer and how they need to change? For every single one of us, our Uber or our Airbnb is around the corner. And if you're not in touch with your business, somebody else is going to come in from the sideline and going to take it. So you sustain it by really being in touch with your customer, staying on top of what they need, providing amazing service, and realizing that the business grows from the inside out these days. Everybody listens to word of mouth and customer experience. Traditional advertising doesn't grow a business like it used to.
So I guess the last topic I wanted to touch on, we could talk all day.
All day.
All day. And I want to make sure that we mention that you have a webinar that's going to be happening January 22nd. Is when it comes to designing a business and dealing in business, just elaborate on the importance of integrity.
You know, I think that integrity has always mattered in business, but it's really come back in fashion, if that's a way to put it. You know, when Lehman Brothers fell and the economy changed in 2008, out the window went trust. We as a society don't trust our government, we don't trust large businesses, we don't trust anything. There's opportunity in that for small businesses. So if you are somebody who is passionate about what you do, you have integrity for your business and passion for your customers, that alone is a great foundation to start a business because it puts you head and shoulders above others.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much for all these wonderful tips. And before we go, just share with everyone the details behind the webinar that you're going to be having on January 22nd.
I kick off every New Year's by starting with the trends and strategies, the things that you need to know from a business perspective to make your year rock. So you can simply go to my website, which is meridithelliotpowell.com, meridithelliotpowell.com. Sign up there. If you sign up too late, we'll send you the recording. Don't worry about there. And you can find all kinds of tips, resources, and free things on there as well.
Well, we thank you for being here on set with us and sharing it with our viewers. I'm looking forward to that webinar myself. And I know you also have books. I guess we can find that on the website
as well. You can find everything there.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for stopping by here in New York, all the way hailing from North Carolina, everyone. Thank you, Meridith. All right, once again, you guys, for more information on the webinar and Meridith, visit meridithpowellelliott.com. No, it's Meridith Elliott Powell?
That's it.
It's meridithelliottpowell.com. Forgive me. All right, so stay tuned for Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup. That's coming up next.